Shit. How's everybody doing tonight, man? On a um on a damn Saturday. Man, fun day of football. I thought Seattle really controlled that game. Defensively, they were really good. The kicker missed a few field goals. It could have been a little bit worse. It was a close game, very low scoring game, 13-3. It was completely different what Chicago and San Francisco did last week. What was it, like 41, 30, whatever it was, 38, 39. This one was completely different. Only after scoring like 41 points last week, San Francisco only scores 3 points this week. But yeah, man, I thought Seattle had huge control. They missed a few field goals. The final score could have been like freaking 19-3, honestly. They missed a few field goals. The kicker was really good, man, and tonight he just didn't have it. Seattle was in full control, man. Seattle playing old school football, run the football, play defense. They were fantastic. I think Seattle, um, I think there's a good chance that at like two of the like three teams in the NFC West make it to the NFC Championship game between like Seattle, LA, and San Francisco. I think there's a good chance that some type of one of those it's going to be it's going to be a combination for the NFC Championship game. We'll see what happens. Um, Green Bay has a lot of angels. I don't think they can go far. Assuming what Philadelphia, they're very elementary, very vanilla, very predictable offensively. I don't think they're gonna make it far. And then you got Tampa Bay. Even if Carolina makes, they're not gonna make it far. Um, Chicago, I don't think they have the experience. So I think it's probably between one of those three teams: Seattle, LA, and San Francisco. One of those three is probably gonna make it to the Super Bowl on the NFC side. I think they're the best three teams. Those three: Seattle, San Francisco, Arizona, LA Rams. Excuse me. But we'll see what happens. But I thought Seattle had this game completely under control tonight, man. Running the football, playing defense. I thought they just did a good job controlling the game. Um, the next game, Tampa Bay, Carolina. Same thing. I thought Tampa Bay kind of controlled the whole game. It was a little bit closer. Carolina kept it close. 14-16 was the final score. There was interceptions. There were fumbles. It was raining the whole game. It was very slippery. That might have messed up the conditions. Um, but look, I mean, I'll give it credit. I don't know how much is it. Carolina maybe kind of folding a little bit under the pressure of playing on a big stage on Saturday on ESPN. But also, you got to get some, a shout out to the Tampa Bay defense. They kind of been struggling this year, and they only allowed 14 points tonight. So got to give credit to the Tampa Bay defense, I guess. Part of it, like I said, was probably the raining conditions. It was really messing up a lot of plays. Everybody was slipping. There was a few fumbles, there was a few interceptions. But Tampa Bay, man, maybe this is good for their confidence if they do make the playoffs. That they actually won a low scoring game. They usually have to go to shootouts to win games because their defense can't really make a lot of stops. So at least they won a 16-14, a low scoring game. Maybe this can be good for their defense confident if they do make the playoffs. But yeah, it was a nice little fun game. I thought it would be. I thought both games were going to be high scoring. I'm not going to lie, but it was a very defensive game today, man. Both games, like I said, 16-14 Tampa Bay wins, and then 13-3 Seattle wins. Very low scoring games, but at least they were good. There were some one good. The games were good. Baseball, I think another Japanese player signed. This time I think with Toronto Blue Jays. So now this is the third one. Houston got a Japanese pitcher. The White Sox got a Japanese, I believe, a third baseman. And same thing, the Toronto has a third baseman as well. So those, I don't know if there's any more Japanese free agents out there, but those three have been signed so far. We'll see if there's any more. Um, what else going on? I think in wrestling there's some news. I think Tommaso Ciampa, they said he's gonna his contract is about to expire with the WWE, and the belief is that he might not sign an extension. This might be it for Tommaso Ciampa in the WWE. He hasn't really done much. He had a much better success when he was in NXT. He's kind of just been stuck on that tag team with Johnny Gargano, and he was. I don't even think he was on SmackDown this week. I think it was just Johnny Gargano with his wife. So he might not even. A lot of times when WWE knows they're not gonna sign an extension, they just stop featuring them on TV. Right? There's no point of doing anything with them if they're not gonna be in the company within a few weeks. So it looks like Tommaso Ciampa is about to be finished with WWE. They did a cage match tonight, and one of the they're doing a tour right now, like a holiday tour, and they did one. They did a cage match between McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. They're probably trying to practice, try out some stuff for their cage match next week in Germany on SmackDown. A lot of times they use the non-televised shows to try to work on some stuff and do some experimenting, trying to get, if there's not a lot of chemistry, try to build up some chemistry. So obviously they got chemistry. They've wrestled like how many times already? Jesus Christ! It seems like since the summer, Cody Rhodes and McIntyre have been wrestling. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens. I think what else? I think a fan asked AI who was the better booker, and they chose Tony Khan, and then Tony Khan said thank you AI on Twitter. So pretty much saying that Tony Khan's, at least for this past year, Tony Khan was a better booker than Triple H. I think most people would agree, even though AEW's kind of stuck on, kind of 500,000 views. And WWE's probably still getting somewhere between like 900 to like 1 million views. This was probably a better year for AEW. WWE was just, they had their moments. You had those moments, but yeah, probably. The thing I think with WWE is I think they book for viral moments. That's what they're booking for, man. They don't really book to put I feel like sometimes they feel like doing the positive thing is like the normal thing, and they're not going to get a good reaction. So they do a negative thing to get fans pissed off, and then they get people to like talk about it, complain about it on social media. I think that's how WWE's been booking, lately. They're booking more what's gonna be more viral, a positive or a negative decision, right? So, and obviously fans, they get passionate about it. But I think that's what the strategy is, man. They want to go viral, anyways, that's it. Kind of a little bit more news today with the baseball and some wrestling chicken nuggets. I think that's about it, man. Tomorrow we have some games. I think there's like so many games tomorrow. I think there's like freaking 13 games tomorrow. So it should be a fun day of football. The game that matters the most is the night game between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. It will be for the AFC North. So we'll see what happens there. A lot of people are saying that whoever does not win this game, whether it's John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin, could be fired. Both of them have been there for so many years. I think both of them have been there for 19 years. So it would be crazy if one of them does get fired, but it's been talked about, man, that the loser of this game could fire their coach. But we'll see, man. That is crazy. After all the years that both Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh have been part of those franchises, to see them possibly one of them not be there anymore. A lot of people are saying that Mike Tomlin should maybe take a year off and get into television and make a decision where maybe he wants to coach either NFL or maybe NCAA. So we'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. But that'll be crazy. I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of coaches fired this week, right? Usually it happens a lot. So we'll see how many coaches get fired this week once the regular season finishes up. But anyways, that is it. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.